just go down to the bottom and hit terrain. And if you want to build some mountains, like I was showing you, just hit your raise yellow button there, and you can, as you're coming down, hold your X button, and you can, as you're moving, just kind of tap it a little bit, tap, tap, tap. You can smooth out your mountains. It's kind of nice to have some smooth mountains. Sometimes you'll get some jagged ones, but you can always fix it. Or you can come up here and use your raise button and do the same thing. You're just coming up instead, but you still can make your little mountains down to the bottom there. And the whole map is covered with water. Okay. And then to get to the water, you just hit your A button to lower it and go all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see the water. That's as slow as you can go there. And you hold your X button, you can make your little rivers and streams and stuff, however you want it. And the water is beautiful. They did a good job. Just for cheap water, it's good. See how it drops the trees in the water? Of course, you can delete the trees, or you can just leave them in there, whatever you want to do. It's your world. Alrighty. Let's see here. Alright, back to the range. Go ahead and raise your mountains up again, and I'm going to show you how to paint mountains. It really looks pretty decent. I've come up with some tricks myself. Some of my friends have done theirs. It's basically pretty easy to do. Of course, you can get rid of these props. Alrighty. Just come up here, and if you want to paint, you go to your train tool, and at the left side, if you look over, you'll see a paintbrush above your zoom buttons, and it's got white, snow, and of course in the bottom is the rock color, and you got your sand color and your dark grass, dark green. Say for instance you want to make some snow. Use your RB buttons so you can go around to figure out which one you want, and then pick the snow. Hit your right trigger, and it'll start spreading the snow on the mountain for you. Now be warned that with the distance effect on there, if you get all white snow to the distance, it's going to be real blurry, and believe me, you don't want to do that. Snow's pretty, but when you get up high, the distance, it just blinds you almost. So in order to change that, you've got different options. In order to get the different options, you have a choice whether you want to add some snow with a little bit of green mixed up, or kind of shadow it. Just lightly hit your green button, and you can get some like dusting effects with snow on there. Kind of darken it, you know. Yeah, it's pretty easy. And it takes the glare off, see? See how you can get some pretty nice snow here. Okay, now if you want the snow by itself, which is fine because I'm a snow guy, I like snow, but you still have that glare. The way to stop that, I found an easy method here. You can shadow your map. And DHX, friend of mine, he's one of the best mappers out there, in fact. He's the one that showed me about the prop shadowing. You can use tree groups. I mean, you can use this one here, the birch. I use the sequoia snow because it's the biggest. You can look down and see how big it is compared to the others. There's the birch. There's the sequoia. Use the snow group or the sequoia group in nature. Of course, the natural one. And put it over where you want and just hit A button. Delete A, delete A. You can do that about 5 times and look at it. Puts a shadow on the mountain there. See? And it takes that glare off, so you can have it on whichever side of the mountain you want. Or you can do the landscape. See the difference? You got a little bit of a shadow there. It's kind of nice. You can do it in the water too, actually. If you got the water shallow enough, that is, you can pretty much see the terrain. So you can raise the terrain up like this. maybe just below the surface. And you can actually put snow down the water if you're going to make glaciers. But remember, once you use the snow, the paint program, if you hit your A or your Y button once, look what happens. And that makes good for fields and stuff, but it goes back to the color that's in that level, which is green. But it's easier now that they fixed it. That's another fix. When you go to paint, your paint's quicker. See, put your snow down. In different areas, you don't have to have it solid snow, you know, if you don't want to. And just hit your props, your coloring, and see, it gives you a little bit of a shadow there, which is nice, especially when you lay your trees down, like a sequoia. And you can also drop your props down into the ground, like so. Hit your terrain tool, go to around the middle, and drop it down, and look what happens. You get shorter sequoias, and you can bring the ground up around these trees. In certain areas, you can do that. It comes in handy when you're doing, we'll say for instance, the pine trees. You got your snow pine, and then you got your regular pine, but you can bring them in, and you notice that the roots are hanging out. See the roots? And you can have them like that, but a lot of times I like to cover them up, you know, like the ground, it's in the ground, and you get this effect, see? Give yourself some hills. Whoop. Bring it back down there. Well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You can just bring it up around there, and then you got the little hills, and it works out pretty good. And then you can bring in put some shadowing around it. You know, you delete it, put it down, delete it, put it down. It works out pretty good. Okay, back to the hills now. Once you put them on the shadows on the hills, then you mainly want to go up here, and you can go back to putting more color into it if you want. See how that snow's on that side when you got the green grass. So, but you can also use the others. The sand is a good color to mix with you just barely tap it. Give you a nice shade on there on your hills. See, of course, see how I still don't like real sharp hills, even though they do have them. But you can put it like this, and put a little bit of snow in there. Once you get the grass on there, then just shade it on there. It's however you want it. Okay. Another one is the rock color. The rock color, you can make all rock. Like it's got the rock. It's good for, I use it for ravines, and I use it for craters and stuff like that, and put it on the outside, and it makes pretty good coloring. Now you can either add some snow, light snow to it, whatever you want, and give it whatever, you know, like I say, it's your world. Whatever you want to do to it, you do. Another thing I do is you can also put down the rock, like so. Use your right trigger, put your rock down. Watch this. A friend of mine did this too the other day on his map, Zombie, and just barely tap it, and you can get see how that kind of camouflage coming through there. Some of the hills can have different splotches on there. It depends how much you want on there. You know, you just barely touch. But if you want to put splotches down on it, you can. Any which way that suits your liking. There's only 4 colors to use, but believe me, when you mix them and stuff, it gives you more incentives. And don't forget to put the props on there, darken it, if you want. I mean, if you want to have a bright map with snow, that's up to you. You know, it's your world. Alrighty. And the same thing as when you're using a crater. You know, you go down into the crater, make yourself a crater like this. You don't even have to go all the way to the ground, to the water. Just have a crater here. Use your terrain tool, and then your paint tool, and like I said, you just try not to over paint. I mean, I try to not go over the borders too much. Just make it look like a crater or ravine. Alright. There you go. And that's basically it. Just want to add a little snow to the side. You know, even snow to the side kind of gives you a bright look to the ravine and everything. And then you can maybe put some shadow down the middle. Like this, like so. Yeah. So if you want to lay down some trees, you know, you got trees in there, and if you want to use your LB button or right B to change your to a house or something, use your your left trigger and your right trigger to, you know, adjust a house or whichever way you want, and you can get any house you want. I always try to put the same colors together, and you can actually basically make a bigger house. It don't have to be just throw it in there, you know, just whatever which way you want. You can put your little picket fence up there, whatever, you know, whichever way you feel like that you want your map. And then when you run your trains through there, let's see here. I'm just going to put a branch off this way. And you have a lot of track. Believe me, you have a lot of track. Alrighty. See, we're coming over here and automatically makes a bridge for you. And now there's a neat feature is the tunnels. You can drill through the mountains and come out the other side. But a lot of guys use a lot of tunnels. I mean, I can have some tunnels, but don't make them too long, because then, you know, that's all you see is the tunnel when you go in there. I mean, they're nice, but they can be boring if you use them too much. So you can just go around back in there and make another tunnel. But watch out, it's not going to cross in through there. So, and another feature is while you're on your track, hit your right and left trigger, and it will actually start raising your track. Go back another section, raise it, raise it. See how that works? If it's stuck in the ground like this, raise it. Use your right trigger, raise that track. And it's a pretty cool little feature. And they even added another prop on there where you can add a tunnel entrance. Let's see here. And it'll look like this. And hold that. The longer you hold down your RB or LB buttons, you'll fly through those props. And there's all 184 of them. But you can go real fast. And there it is. So you can put it inside the mountain or wherever you want to put it. They can even sit by themselves, like so. You just turn it the way you want, and there's your tunnel entrance. And it auto saves in every 5 minutes. And that they fixed that because it used to change the pages on there, and now it just pauses for a split second. Don't mean you're frozen, it just means they're saving. You got 4 auto saves in this game now, and you got 96 slots, which before you only had 15. So okay, anyway, that's basically it for the mountain building, and see you later. I'll be putting some maps before too long. I've already got some done. Be doing some extra videos. I'm gonna get some friends together. We're gonna do some videos and hopefully get the ball rolling and get some more of these maps going. And now you get credit for your maps too. They didn't used to. So you don't have to worry about somebody stealing them and naming their own maps, because the credit's in there, and you can rate the maps. So. Okay, that's it for now. Take care.